Otake! Get in there! Fair and square. That's how Magic is supposed to be, right? Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here with me, Arno Beat. I am finally back after a week of being sick. I got a nasty cold. I was like sneezing and everything was falling out, and you don't even want to know. Pretty nasty. Didn't go away, but now I'm finally fit again. Got a new haircut, so we're ready to dive into the lost caverns of Ixalan finally. And yeah, here we are, and not with standard as I usually start out with when a new set drops. No, we're doing a little dive into Explorer, because the Pioneer Showcase Challenge on Magic Online, a pretty big and prestigious Magic Online tournament that qualifies you for the final Marks qualifier, happened, and it was a shit show. It was discovered that there was something pretty broken going on. Yeah, as you would presume with a mechanic like Discover, which is very reminiscent of Cascade. And as we all know, Cascade led to a lot of bans and other things in the past of the various suspend cards, like Mutagenesis, for example. In any case, I don't want to make a history lesson out of this, but yeah, Discover can do some broken stuff, as we see, because the finals of that Pioneer Showcase Challenge was a deck with Contorius as a Discover combo, which is another version, and the second player in the top 8 in the finals was Jan Moritz Merkel, fellow German, one of, double PT champion, a very strong player. And yeah, so this is pretty much very similar to what he played. And yeah, let me go over this real quick. So what is happening here? The deck basically only plays 2 cards that cost 3 or less, and only 1 card that costs 4 or less, or let's say 5 or less. There's no other card besides these 12 here that cost 5 or less mana, and that's for a very good reason. So, what's happening? You cast this thing, presumably on turn 3 with a Magma Opus discarding, or a Creative Outburst, or a is just speeding you up. Cast this turn 3, you discover, get either Glasspool Mimic, which will then be cast, copy, you get it again over and over and over, or you get an Eldritch Evolution, in which case you sack the Appraiser, put a Carnosaur into play, which doesn't care if it's cast, it just enters. So you then discover 5 again, get an Appraiser, or one of these, then you can sack. At the end of all of this, you should have a bunch of dinosaurs, 3/2s, copies of the 3/2s, or copies of dinos. You should have a decent amount of board presence, and then when you find that last Eldritch Evolution, you get yourself a Doomskar Titan. And with that Doomskar Titan, you give all your creatures 1% haste, and you just swing in there, and as long as they don't have a Settle the Wreckage, they are pretty much dead. There is also 1 Ghalta in here, just for the corner case situation that you have drawn your Doomskar Titan, or that you have drawn, multiple Carnosaurs, whatever. You can then sack a Carnosaur into an evolution, when you're going through the cycle, and then boom, get the Ghalta into play and put the Doomskar Titan from your hand into play. That's what it's there for. And yeah, I mean, that is the deck. So it basically kills on turn 3. If you go Appraiser on turn 3 with Masterpiece, boom, it's just GG. That's it. It can be disrupted. So if you kill the first Appraiser on turn 3 with like a Stomp, the combo is done, because you have to kill it right away, right? With the Discover trigger on the stack, because yeah, sure, they can find any of these, but they don't do anything. That is a pretty efficient way to deal with this deck. So is it a Glass Cannon deck, or is it ban-worthy? That's sort of the question that is in my mind. We have to see, because like if you go down the line, yeah, sure, you can disrupt that, but then they can drop a Carnosaur on turn 4, for example. They could go discard treasure, and then turn 4, 6 mana, Carnosaur, and that one, a bit more difficult to disrupt. So, and from there, if they didn't hit a Glasspool Mimic and another Glasspool Mimic, boom, they have 3 Carnosaurs that all have trample. Lots of decks can't even beat that, and then you look at a Bonecrusher Giant in your hand as a stomp, as interaction for the Appraiser part of the combo, and you're like, okay, yeah, well, I guess I'm just dead to the Carnosaur. Or, you could just put a 12/12 into play as well. I mean, this deck is weird. Like, you could even figure out more 8-drops that are crazy. So in a game where you just go Carnosaur and hit an Eldritch Evolution, and like they have more interaction for your combo, because at the point where you hit the Appraisers, maybe, I guess, as long as you have a Carnosaur out, there's not really, like, at that point, the Bone Crusher Stomp, that I'm using it as my example, could be in a Fiery Impulse and a Braid, whatever, or a Heartless Act, just using a removal couldn't be that good. Although a Heartless Act, on the other hand, then again can kill the Trumpeting Carnosaur, and it can maybe disrupt this deck. Whatever, we'll see. And then on top of that, we're playing Bedeck and Discovery. I added the Discovery. JMM didn't have it. He said though on Twitter that he didn't. He picked this up very shortly before the event. Ixalan had just dropped, so he would make some changes, he said. And I think Discovery is pretty nice because it is a card that costs 7 mana, so it won't be found with any of the Discover cards, but it is a 2-drop that digs you deeper to your combo pieces, because ultimately you have to find Appraiser and Carnosaur to go off, and Discovery digs you deeper. And then we have Bedeck, just another 8-drop removal spell. By the way, there's also a Whale that costs 7, also reasonable to play. You could play it in addition as well. That does, for 2 mana, you can discard it to slide off hand and put the other one in the graveyard. In any case, yeah, we're playing Bedeck, and that's really our interaction suit in the main deck, just Bedeck. So something like a Talia could be annoying because it makes your Eldritch Evolutions cost more, and then having Bedeck is nice for that. Some other lists are playing Torrential Gearhulk even in the main deck, because it works very well with these effects. Sure, you can do that too, but I don't know. I'm just getting my hands on it. We have Temple of Epiphany, Temple of Malice, because again, we can't really play cantrips or impulse, something like that, to dig us deeper. So we're using Scry lands here with Crystal Grotto as well to dig us deeper towards the combo and to just turn free, kill them. And then Karuga on top of all of it. I don't even know if you want this card. I could see that sideboarded games against, for example, black, red, where they like forces your hand away a little bit. Maybe you have a go blank, what have you. The Karuga could be good because then you can play a little bit of a grindy game, maybe. I don't know, resolve. I mean, it's kind of theoretical. I don't really know, but like it could be fine. Otherwise, you can also just kick it out again because, it could give away that over time, it could give away that you're playing this deck, because if every Discover combo deck plays Karuga, maybe then people mulligan aggressively towards interaction in game 1 if you see a Karuga. Although, if they then run into Fires of Intervention, they would get hosed. So, I don't know. It's pretty level thinking, going deep down the rabbit hole. Okay, so sideboard, real quick. We have another 7-drop. That's a 2-drop here with Consign. We have reduced to, like, just, when you want more interaction for anything board related that might disrupt your combo. Like, again, Talia, something like that. Strict, Proctor, Hushbringer. I mean, there's some things, that shuts you down. Consign Oblivion helps interact, it buys you some time. Reduced to Rubble is the counterspell of choice for me. You could play Mirror Shell Crab, but I thought this one to be kind of nice because front side is the same as Mirror Shell Crab, and then the back side is effective against control decks. You could maybe tap some lands, or against anybody, just time walking their lands a little bit could be useful. I don't know. On the other hand, you could also say that Mirror Shell Crab counters abilities. So that could come in handy against various things. Like this and that. You could make arguments for either. Then in the 6-drop department, in the uncounterable spell department, or let's say like all these cards down here actually are very much against control. We have on the one hand Cavern of Souls, where we can name human or name dinosaur. And we have Chandra and Thought Distortion to really get the counterspell stacks. Cavern of Souls is a big one. Very innocent, always in the land base. You don't really look for that, but I think that is going to change the formats, really, where it wasn't legal before. So, Historic Alchemy, Standard, and Pioneer, of course, or Explorer in On Arena, of course, Explorer. Yeah, Cavern of Souls is going to make a big impact. I would... Yeah, I would think that, for example, something like Make Disappear, which has been, one of, if not the most played card in Standard recently, will see less play because something like Cavern of Souls exists now. Very, very powerful effect for tribal decks to just make yourself much better against counter spells, and also for, random, even like attracts a domain ramp. They might just play some Cavern of Souls, because if they get to resolve Atraxa against Esper Control, or against, anybody, against Esper Midrange who tries to bring in 4 Disdainful Strokes, they just play Cavern of Souls that resolve the Atraxa. It's so backbreaking. So I think Cavern of Souls is going to make a huge impact in various ways, and yeah, blue is going to suffer because of that, which makes me a little sad, but that's how it is. Okay, that was a pretty long introduction. Let's see. Explorer. Are we having a combo winter? Let's find out. Alrighty, this is our opening hand, huh? I'm gonna mulligan this one. We are missing the Appraiser and we're missing Acceleration. We surely have, the expensive combo piece. But I think with this deck you can mulligan aggressively. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. Put the Evolution away, of course. And yeah, we have 2 combo pieces. One comes down turn 4. If we draw Acceleration, we're good. We have a Scry. Yeah, that's all I needed. For example, a deck like Mono Green Devotion is just, yeah, completely hopeless against this. It's an absolute nightmare matchup. We just have a turn 3 kill, and they don't have any interaction. Yeah, it's as simple as that, I guess. And that's, it's something like Absent Greasefang or Convoke, for example, could do similarly powerful things on turn 3, right? Convoke can deal 15 damage on turn 3, whatever, or a Greasefang could deal you, a ton of damage with Paheli on turn 3 attacking. But all those decks, they need a lot of moving pieces to do that. This deck, you just need to not play, cards that cost 3 or less. Besides, you just need to build your deck in a certain way. Like, look at this. This is how it works. It just goes infinite. Not infinite, but, good enough. Good enough. Okay, so we have 1 evolution in our hand. We've just cast the 2nd evolution. So we do have another one in our deck. Yep. So I can go on and on, but the next evolution I have to get the haste guy. I guess it was already lethal, huh? I could have just gotten, could have just attacked for like 21. Yeah, why not do it a little bit more? This is just ridiculous. Look at this, and another dinosaur. Are you supposed to be able to do something like this? Okay, there we have it. 2nd Appraiser, attack for, how much is this? 48, 40, 52, 50, 57. Yeah, I think 57, correct? 57 damage. Turn 3, 57 damage to your face. I don't know what to say. Yeah, and we're playing as mono green, so we could consider Consign Oblivion, but I don't even know for what. Let me think. I guess something like Damping Sphere? Damping Sphere could definitely... Nah, I guess. Yeah, no, it does hose you. But on the other hand, when they get to that, I guess they could shut off treasures with Khan. Sorry, yeah, they can shut off treasures. So maybe I get rid of the Discovery Dispersal and add Consigns to just have a little bit more interaction for, you know, stuff. Not sure. I think I might swap those on the play when I'm on the play again, because like then I just want to have like access to my combo. Okay, now we have a bunch of removal, couple lands, all tapped. I think this is a mulligan. This just isn't like if I have a I would keep this hand if one of the lands would be untapped, but this is just not enough of what I want. Yeah, I think this is also a mulligan because Eldritch Evolution is just garbage in my starting hand. Yeah. Okay. Well, probably something like this, and then we see from there. Could have gone to 4 as well. I mean, in the end, you just need 4 cards. I mean, you need 3 lands, and then the Appraiser. I guess you need 5 cards. Okay, never mind. To combo, you need 5 cards, yeah. But, I mean, yeah, you need 3 lands, Appraiser, and a treasure card. So yeah, you could go to 4 comfortably with this deck. Like, with this deck, you really just want to aggressively mulligan to your combo piece, to your Appraiser, especially in a matchup against, like, mono green. Against someone like red-black, you maybe don't want to mulligan as aggressively because my opponent's just roping out here, just because they're tilted on playing this deck. Alright, well, I'll likely see you in the next video. Oh, sorry. Okay, they're back. Did I say next video? I meant in the next game. Yeah, they're back. Alright, I presumed they would be too frustrated. So this will speed me up a little bit, which is important, I think. But if they have a Khan, I think I keep it though. I shouldn't like play around too much things. But yeah, if they have Khan, they shut off the treasure, so that's annoying. Oh, alright. They have another elf? No. Okay. This shoots down planeswalkers. Yeah, it does. That's good. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Like, this also shuts off. This also kills Talia, for example. And doesn't even cost you more. It just costs 3 mana. Yeah. Okay, opponent goes for Cavalier. Alright. And as long as they don't find a Khan, I hopefully... I mean, I guess I have a turn 5 and it's just turn 3. Oh, well, I have a turn 4. Never mind. I'm good. I'm good to go. Turn 4. Just don't con me. But yeah, if I had an Appraiser here, I would have just snap won the game, which, you know. I think mono green probably very unhappy to face this deck. But hey, if they find a Khan here, they are very much in the game. You know, Storm the Festival, probably untap. Okay, we're going for a lot of mana. I don't quite understand that, honestly. Like, if you have Storm, you want to Storm first, and then untap the Nykthos and make more mana. Yeah, that is just... Okay, the reason is I guess they are thinking about hitting another Nykthos here. That's why they wanted to do this. Yeah, but it only... Like, you could wait. For example, if you hit a Cavalier, you could wait for the trigger on the stack and then activate Nykthos again. Right? I do like the untapping first, right? Because if you find another Kiora, you want to untap first. But I don't like using it. I would cast the Storm first and then use it. Okay, we're in trouble. Yeah, we are in trouble. Okay, so now I'm getting down to 15. They have Damping Sphere, okay. Alright, so I have to take care of the Khan, and I have to take care of the Damping Sphere. Because the Khan slows me down. And the Damping Sphere makes it impossible to combo. I do have an answer for Damping Sphere. Yeah, and I have an answer for Khan, but that is also my combo piece. I think I've lost this one. Turn 4 Khan was good enough here. Plus all the other things. I mean, they had a pretty insane draw, so they had a turn 3 Cavalier. Turn 2 Kiora. The mono green nuts beating. And there's a Stonebrain as well. Okay, I'll let him. I'll let him have this game. Cool. Okay. Maybe I cut the Bedeck actually. I play Discovery. Just want to find that Appraiser. Just want to be quick. And yeah, keep the Consign for the Damping Sphere. And again, it's just about tempo. Really, like, killing things doesn't matter. Like, you don't need to kill an elf. Nope. Nope. We're clicking that mulligan button a lot. Okay, yeah, this is... We have double Scry, technically, but this... And we do have double Ramp, so we could have a turn 4 Carnosaur. Going to 4. Maybe I just have to try my luck here. Not sure. I don't think so. I mean, if you've come to this video and you're expecting high-level gameplay here, I probably have to disappoint you. Because we're playing all-in combo deck and just seeing how it goes on the Explorer ladder. There's not much learning today. There's learning of a different kind, you could say. Yeah. I could have used the Consign on the elf. I'm glad I didn't, because they didn't really use the mana at all. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna chill on my Consign. Interesting. More scrying. Digging deeper. They might go Khan next turn. Already. Can't really prevent it. I just don't know if keeping that Discovery might be too slow. If they go Khan, then I go into my turn, I Discovery, then they have Stonebrain me, and I'm dead. So like a Khan this turn would sort of be a kill. Because it just gets Stonebrain and kills me next turn. And if I just Discovery next turn on my turn, I will not be able to win the game. Ah, that's not true. I could actually just Appraise into... I could find Appraiser because I will have 6 mana. Oh, no, I won't because they have Khan. Because then... Gosh. I can't, you know, like, because I won't have 6 mana. Because if they play Khan, I have to Consign at end of turn to be able to use my treasure. So if they have Khan, I can't just discard and then go into my turn, Discovery, have 2 treasures and 2 mana left. Because I need to, you know, so I would only have 3 mana. So in that case, I couldn't even discover into the Discovery into the Appraiser. So I think I just have to ditch the Discovery, which is unfortunate. It kind of came a turn too late. Like, it would have been perfect play right here now. They do have the Khan. So now I'm in a sticky position. Because they're gonna get the Stonebrain, likely. Maybe they get the Damping Sphere, actually. Yeah. No, they're getting Stonebrain. I am not even sure if it makes any sense to bounce the Khan. Because it doesn't really... I think I will do it, because why not, but... I don't... it doesn't enable anything. Okay, yeah. I guess I'm just dead. I could have gone to 4. I'm just gonna Stonebrain Carnosaur. What do you Stonebrain? Could Stonebrain Doomskar Titan? Oh, no, that's not good. So what do you Stonebrain? Pelugranos. Oh, okay, because they have enough, yeah. I mean, this deck was very successful on the weekend. It looks kind of shitty right now. I get it. We're not doing anything. We're just sitting here and looking at our opponents interacting with us and making, you know, potentially destroying me. I guess you name Carnosaur? Okay, wow. So they're going for Khan and Damping Sphere. They feel like that's safer. Alright. Yeah, no, it's looking pretty good. I guess they realized that the whole they realized that, you know, the Stonebrain cannot really name any one thing that disrupts me completely. I think if you name Carnosaur, yeah, no. I will still get a bunch of free 2s, and then at the end I will get a Doomskar Titan. If you name Carnosaur. So Stonebrain. Oh, you could name Evolution. But if you name Evolution, I'm just gonna get a huge board state. Of a bunch of 7 6s and free 2s. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I don't know. Like you have to sort of pick your poison. So I mean that is a big plus for the deck, that you can't just Stonebrain it. But yeah, Damping Sphere is incredible against it. And our mono green opponent showed us. But yeah, again, like if I would have just had an Appraiser, I could have mulliganed perhaps to 4. Maybe that was a mulligan to 4. Then this game would have been a wrap on turn 3 or 4. Okay, well, no. Lots of mulliganing with this deck. Oh my god, alright. I think my RNG today is... I might have to make a call to Arena and ask to review my Arena Premium subscription to see if I'm still getting the good hands, or if there has been a mistake been made in the programming system. Clearly. Okay. No more time to complain. We have a good hand. So here, I guess the only question is, do you want to keep both Treasure Makers, or do you want to keep the card draw? I'm thinking about Thoughtseize. Like, what would Thoughtseize do against me here? Would just take the Appraiser. And I think this is the better split against the Thoughtseize. Like, if I do this against Thoughtseize, I'm going to be very sad if they take the Appraiser. This is a bit, you know, more fine. Yeah, I mean, even with combo decks, there's definitely things you have to think about and you can optimize. Blue and red and a Hall of Storm Giants. What may that be? Okay. I guess it's just a singular Hall of Storm Giants in a creativity deck. Yeah, make this appear, huh? Certainly a card that could be troublesome. Definitely don't want that, but I do want the mountain. Maybe the Karuga is really unnecessary. It kind of gives away what's going on very quickly, very early on in the game. Like if I didn't have Karuga and I would do this, they might be still thinking that I'm sort of maybe creativity or something. I mean, the Discovery Dispersal does give it away as well. But yeah, the Karuga kind of gives it away pretty hard. Yeah, so, and really, like, the more I think about it, like, even in the grindy games, will it really do anything of anything, you know? Okay, my opponent's chilling. Not resolving a creativity, maybe didn't have the mana. No, actually, they did have the mana because they could have just blown up the Stern Lesson, gotten the Gearhulk. So I'm wondering if I should try to play around and make disappear. That's a big boy. I could keep that on top and just go Appraiser. I guess they can just kill my Appraiser as well. So I kind of need the Carnosaur, don't I? It's like they can just Fiery Impulse my Appraiser, which makes creativity perhaps one of the more difficult matchups in the format. My opponent is very impatient. They don't wanna sit around and just get yourself a mute. I don't need to be bothered by your go every 2 seconds. Yeah, this matchup seems tough because on the one hand they can kill my Appraiser right away, stop the combo. So I have to combo with Carnosaur, which is kind of bad, into make disappear. So I'm reliant on sideboard cards here, I suppose. And yeah, they have 2 mana up, so it's kind of funny. I mean, these decks, again, they met in the finals of the biggest Pioneer tournament on Magic Online. They're certainly no joke. I'm getting crushed here by Mono Green in the first round, which I think is an 80-20 matchup, or maybe 75-25, I don't know, but I would think that from what my knowledge of this game, I would think that you have a very good time against Mono Green. We lost. We're losing now. This seems like a very difficult matchup, to be fair. So, at least game 1 seems very tough. Yeah, anybody who you know, they can easily kill my Appraiser and they can counter me. Yeah, this is maybe one of, if not the worst matchup in the entire format. It's like blue-white control doesn't pressure you. This deck, as you can see, can just pressure you while still holding up counter magic. And blue-white control also doesn't have good instant speed removal, so the Appraiser actually is annoying for them. Okay, I got it. I got the message. Okay, well, Bedeck, Bedazzle, no thank you. Cavern of Souls, yes. Thought Distortion, yes. Chandra, I guess, yes. Although Chandra is more for blue-white. In this matchup, I don't know. Maybe Thought Distortion is just a better card, honestly. It's like in this matchup, you know, the emblem isn't that fast. Like they could easily raise the emblem with the Magma Opus combo. Might still want to have it, but not so sure about it. And then there's reduced to Rubble, which is reasonable. Maybe we kick out the Ghalta and kick out a Masterpiece. This means that if we draw the Doomskar, we can't combo, really. But I feel like if I make a huge board position, I'm never going to lose. So I don't need to have that assurance, you know. It's a bit overkill to have Ghalta. It's like, against many decks, you're going to win if you just make a bazillion creatures on the board. So yeah, let's bring in some counter spells and try it like this. I wonder if you can play less Eldritch Evolution. Can you get away with just 3? Probably not, because if you start drawing them, that could get really awkward. Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, this works in a way. Yeah, this deck is rough. I mean, I expected this to be a little bit better. But I feel like I have a bunch of unplayable games here. Consistency issues. Yeah, I do need lands, I guess. Okay. Can I need more black mana, huh? This mana base could be improved, perhaps. I mean, I could play Appraiser. If they have exactly Stern Lesson, I would kind of disrupt them. But it's probably wrong to do so, because in the end, yeah, that might have just been a mistake. It's like, I just want to not do anything and then Thought Distortion. Like, my best outcome would be if I draw untapped black source. I didn't. But if I would, okay, I drew the Titan, so I can't combo. I could foretell it. It's kind of funny. I'm actually going to do that. Yeah, so my best bet there was probably, instead of playing the Appraiser, just discard the Magma Opus and hope to draw an untapped black, and then boom, Thought Distortion. I don't have many untapped black though, so that's sort of what I thought to myself when I played the Appraiser, and I wanted to disrupt exactly this. Basically slow them down a turn. But, you know, if I Thought Distortion, I need something else to follow that up with. And now I lost that. Now I don't have that combo piece anymore. So I think that's a huge... Like, if I have 2 Appraisers in hand, it's more reasonable to do what I did. But because or if I have a Carnosaur, you know, like anything. But I don't have a second combo piece, so I feel like that was just wrong. Okay, well, too bad. Too bad. Yeah, I think the best plan, at least in this matchup, is to just play 4 Thought Distortion. And then play a lot of the Treasure Makers, and then boom, Thought Distortion on turn 4. And that should seal the deal. If they have Nasset's Reversal, you're gonna be unhappy, but you know, that's how it is. Yeah, my opponent having very good draws. I mean, from knowing playing this deck, this is exactly the matchup where you feel really comfortable with. The creativity deck with Gearhulk is a lot worse when you don't have Magma Opus in your top 10, 12 cards. You know, it's a lot worse. So my opponent, certainly, it helps that they have those pieces. But yeah, I mean, this seems like the most horrendous matchup in the format. Yeah, GG. Maybe Mono Blue Spirits is worse than this, I guess. Alright, let's play first. Okay. And it is a bit of borderline hand. We're already on a 6, basically. You know what? I think he is molding it very aggressively with this deck. Okay. Is this Discovery Dispersal just too slow? Is that what it is? Just you don't have time for that card? I don't know. Now we're on a 5 again. Oh gosh. I thought when I went and started recording this that this is gonna be an easy breeze, you know? Just gonna kill people on turn 3 every game, or turn 4, whatever, you know? Just like have an easy time. But apparently no. Apparently no. No easy time today. Okay. Do I actually need blue mana? Do I actually need black mana? Not really. Like, there's no play in my deck that is very relevant if I need either, right? Besides sideboard cards. So it doesn't really matter which one I keep, is it? I think it doesn't matter. The JMM version played I don't know the name of the card. I can post the JMM version, the original one. Played a reanimation spell, so that you could go discard Carnosaur and then reanimate Carnosaur with that card, which works just with the Carnosaur. Like, if your Appraiser dies and you get it back, that wouldn't work. Mono red. Because Appraiser needs to be in your graveyard. Sorry, needs to be cast to trigger the discovery free. So it would only work with Carnosaur, but if the Carnosaur discards itself, so that is certainly something you could do. But I'm not so sure if that's what you want to do. I think it's just better to play more. It's certainly good against Thoughtseize effects and such, right? If they Thoughtseize away your Carnosaur, you can reanimate it. That's kind of nice, I guess. It just gives you more outs against the black decks that have that kind of interaction. Or even against counterspell decks. Then Discovery Dispersal digs you to your combo pieces. Maybe the plan of this deck is to just use your mulligan as your card selection. That sort of seems like what it's trying to do. In which case, Discovery Dispersal is just unnecessary. I don't know. I won't cast many. Oh, actually, that's not true. I was about to say I won't cast many cheap spells, but I actually might. I have Carnosaur to kill it if I need to. This is going to be 5 damage. Huh. Eidolon, huh? Interesting. Well, I don't have anything else going on. I should be okay. Like, if they shoot Lightning Strike, it's more damage, okay. This could be dicey, but I feel like I can't Carnosaur the Eidolon, can I? I have nothing going on and I land on top of my deck. I don't think I can do that. I think I just have to take the damage, discard the Masterpiece, and then hope that I won't kill myself before killing them. But, you know, the video has been, yeah, let's say that my luck, the luck hasn't been really on my side in these games, so that's not a good start at all. It's a pretty shitty start. Like, I would like to hit either Mimic or the 3/2 there. Not an Eldritch Evolution. Okay. I think... I mean, I have to get a little lucky, right? I have to find enough lethal. Maybe they have a burn spell, huh? Looks like they have a burn spell. They're thinking about killing the Appraiser here. Yeah, looks like they're thinking about that. Is it correct to do so? I mean, if I... There's either Mimic or Evolution. If I find Evolution, it's better to kill the Appraiser. If I find a Mimic, it's maybe better to wait with the burn spell and shoot it to my face. Okay, I found the Mimic, that's big. Going to 9. But yeah, now if I find an Evolution, it's just game. Another Appraiser. Another Mimic. Okay, I go to 7. Now I don't want to find Mimics anymore. Now give me the Evolution, please. There it is. Alright. So I go to 5. So they only win if they have exactly a 1 mana 3 damage spell and... Yeah. Alright, we got there. We got there through an Eidolon, which dealt us 6 damage, I think, or 7? No, I think, no, 7, definitely not. 8, I believe, yes, 8. Okay, cool. Well. Yeah, I'm starting to become skeptical about the dispersal idea that I had there. Maybe just not what you want to be doing. You just wanna mulligan. This deck is so stupid, man. Oh yeah, this is just a different type of magic when you just use your mulligan as your card selection, right? Oh yeah. Here we are. I'm not, advocating for these types of decks to exist in Magic, but hey, I'm still gonna make a video, one of, many videos I make on it to just, showcase it to you guys. Maybe some of you are even into this type of stuff, you weirdos. Okay. That's a turn 4, but I have a removal. That's good enough, I think. And if I draw a Treasure Maker, I'm happy.
Kumano faces Kakazan.
No treasure, no fun. To be fair, the turn 4 is disruptible by a removal spell. That is not the best draw ever. Do I want my opponent to be afraid of a turn 3 Appraiser? I cannot do, I think. So I'm just gonna pretend I might have an elemental. Looks like my opponent has a shock. They had some priority there in my turn. So they have a 1-mana spell. Which it's not good news for me, likely, because that's gonna kill my Appraiser when I try to combo. Yeah, I mean, the red decks, like, Fatal Push, not that great against Appraiser, right? Because you need something to revolt. But the red decks, they have Fiery Impulse, they have Shock. That's gonna be... it's gonna be totally insane against Appraiser. I try to play a 4-mana card, boom, Shock. That is heinous. So maybe this is just a Glass Cannon deck. Maybe the metagame just adapts a little bit. And, Okay. I assume that's all they got here. And just keeping up the shock. Because they know that they can just play this type of game, keep up the shock, and I can't do shit. This is brutal, because like, on the one hand, I really want to use the Carnosaur here, because otherwise I'm dying. But then, if I use the Carnosaur, I'm literally left with a Geological Appraiser, which does die to the shock, and then, I'll die a slower death. So what I could do is I could, keep this on top, and then go for Carnosaur on turn 5. But I'm not gonna be live if I don't do anything for 2 turns. Against 4 power on 11 life, presumably they have a Play with Fire in the hand, which is another extra 3 damage. So I'm already dead next turn. Yeah, I don't know. This is tough. Man, I'm starting to really hate this deck, honestly. This is not fun. This is terrible. Like, it's not even, these decks don't even play counter spells. It's just, they're fast enough. Man. Yeah, I can't really kill the Soulscar, right? It's just terrible, honestly. Like, I hate everything about this. Okay. With a shock backup. My opponent playing this nicely. I mean, they're not giving me a window of opportunity here to resolve the combo, I feel like. I think at this point I just have to go for it. I know they have it, but like, what am I supposed to do here? Just Otawara the Rampaging Ferocidon? I would like to put it in my hand, actually. Yeah, I guess we yeah, just running into red decks is not where you want to be. Red with blue, mono red with sharks. Or perhaps the build that I'm running is bad. Maybe you just need to run all 12 of these. I guess I'm dead. I don't know what I could have done various things differently in this game. I guess I could have taken the 4 damage, then kill the Ferocidon in a turn maybe. Like I think there was not much play I had there. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm just gonna put the Discovers back on the play. Yeah, maybe you want to play more treasure discarders, so that you can more often have turn 4 Carnosaur, which is gonna be fast enough, you know, against these red burn decks, right? Because play with fire not so good against a Carnosaur, sure, but very good against Mr. Appraiser. Yeah, no, Appraiser is very vulnerable to a lot of cards. It's your best card against mono green, but in Pioneer, or against like spirits or humans, I guess, just being fast. But against all the interactive decks, oof, kind of brutal, especially against the decks with 1-drops. 1-drop removal. Carnosaur, much better against those, but slower. But yeah, it gives you the resiliency, sort of, that you do have that route. But you need to find the Carnosaur, to be fair. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, because my opponent, from here on out, they have to respect me. If they go 2 mana card, oh my god. I did not think about that one. People are already prepared. Holy cow. That card is completely, utterly insane against me. That's a card that sees play in Modern because of the Cascade decks. That shuts me completely down. I need a bounce. I guess this bounces on turn 5. The highest mana value. People are already onto this deck, huh? I'm just gonna get... This is just gonna be like an 0-4 video or whatever. Yikes. Yeah, I can appraise and then I can go find me an Evo, put a Carnosaur into play, go to 11. And then I can find, with the Carnosaur, I can discover again. Maybe go to 6 after finding a Mimic. Then I'm gonna have 2 7/6s in play at 6 life against the Roiling Vortex. Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. Otherwise, I will just play what? Kill your creatures. And then try to Dispersal end of turn, then play Appraiser and try to win the game that way. I don't know. This is brutal. I had the kill there. On turn 3, if they would have just played anything but that. This is just funny almost. But yeah, it shows the vulnerability of this deck. That's certainly true. Well, this gives me a window here for sure. I can just end of turn Dispersal. If they don't respect me, don't keep up a Lightning Strike or whatever, or a Stomp. Just use it on my face. Tap out for a Bone Crusher because you want to get that counter to kill me quickly. I can go Discovery end of turn, Appraiser, and kill you. Alright. What's your last card? They need to return the most expensive card. So in response to the Bone Crusher, I will cast my Dispersal. Come on, don't have another burn spell. Give me a win. Just play your Bone Crusher, Giant. Oh, they're thinking. They do have another burn spell. Oh my god. Why are you thinking? Ugh. Relief. So much relief. Okay, I mean, I really didn't think much about the backside of Discovery Dispersal being useful, but yeah, it was game winning here. I mean, having that bounce. And now we might see the last card in hand. What is it? Is it something like a burn spell? Then my opponent might be pretty pissed. And to be fair, like, how do you win this? How do you lose this game? I don't know. Like, if I were them, how do I lose is the question, right? And like, you lose if there's an end of turn bounce on the vortex into Appraiser, or yeah. So they didn't play around that. I don't know if they had a burn spell in hand, but they discarded a vortex, so that's certainly interesting. Carnosaur into play, please. Going through the motions. Going through the motions. It is so much fun to be the combo guy. I actually have... Oh no, I have not muted this guy. This person. And another Appraiser. At this point, if I find an evolution, I'm gonna cut this short. We're gonna get a big Doomskar boy into play. Okay, more. Yes. And Evolutione. Evolutione into Doomskar Titan. Bedeck! Get in there! Fair and square. That's how Magic is supposed to be, right? Hey guys, small intersection. I did cut the Karuga. I added 2 masterpieces and cut 2 discoveries. And I did change the mana base a little bit to make it easier to cast Thought Distortion, because I think that one is just so much more powerful than Chandra. And I also added 1 Cavern of Souls to the main deck over a Clearwater Pathway. Just, you know, I think having that access to this game 1 against the blue counterspell deck can really swing a game that you otherwise cannot win into a game that you potentially can win with a Cavern of Souls, or, you know, like where you increase your odds by a lot against a deck like Spirits or Blue-White Control, or even against Creativity. So yeah, and then the rest of the sideboard is pretty simple. It's pretty much the same. I have the Chandra out now. I put in the Torrential Gearhulk over the Karuga. I think this one is just, it can give you a little bit more flexibility, I guess. Pretty nice to ramp into that with either Outburst or Opus. So really looking at this card and thinking to myself that you can even put it into the main deck as an alternative way to win, where you just, yeah, you do this. You just play a Gearhulk early on turn 4, presumably if you go treasure. And then have that effect, which is powerful, of course, as we know. Alright guys, let's play one more game, one more match with this version of the deck. Alrighty, play first, no Karuga this time. 2 dead cards, so it's already a mulligan to 5. We have a Scry, and we just have land, we're good. If they have Thoughtseize, we not good. Like there's too many missing pieces and it's already on mulligan to 5, so I'm not interested. Yikes, now we have an overload of payoff, but no ramp, 2 lands. Man. Okay, I mean, it does things. It's not, is it better or worse? I think it's just worse than the other hand, I guess. It's worse than the 7-card hand. The 7-card hand was Carnosaur, 2 lands, 2 Treasure Maker, 2 dead cards. This is probably just worse. Yeah, give me red and Ketria, Triome, and Giganta. What in the world is this? Some elemental deck? Some Omnath deck? I would like to scry, yes. Untapped land. I need an untapped land at some point. Alright, I mean, turn 5 it is. A bit slow, but no setup, I guess. Besides one treasure. Okay, so it's clearly I'm thinking about like Nissa, Risen Reef, Omnath, that sort of deck. Elish Norn, Escape to the Wilds. I wouldn't be surprised with sitting on a Leyline Binding, which I would not be very happy about. Yeah, just sitting on Leyline Binding, which is pretty bad for me. Everybody has interactionists, it seems. I guess if I play Carnosaur and I hit the 3-2, Leyline Binding doesn't do anything. I just go off. So there's the odds of that happening. And funnily enough, all my bounce gets better. So, but I don't have much bounce in game 1, I suppose. They have to cast Binding now. Well. Don't they have to do it now? Because I mean, I guess if I hit Evo, I just sack it and get another one. That doesn't really do anything for me. Okay, I gambled there. I mean, I had 33% to... I had actually a little bit more because the one Glasspool Mimic was already gone. Yeah. Tough luck. And they didn't even make a land drop here. Maybe I don't even need to kill this. So it's some sort of beanstalk, Lotus Cobra landfall deck. Probably playing 4 Omnath. Bring to Light is not legal, so you're playing Escape to the Wilds, I guess. Leyline Binding with beanstalk. That was a little frustrating. I don't know. Like, should I have gone for the Carnosaur into the obvious Leyline Binding? Looks like they have another one here. Okay, I try to just discard more treasure thingies and then have the Opus. Maybe you just play Gearhulk. Maybe this deck is just does play the least amount of interaction possible, or like card draw thingies. And then you just play Gearhulks on the main deck to do something. To have more high power cards that you ramp into. Gonna get a deep look into what my opponent's doing. Yeah, Risen Reef, what I presumed, Cosmic Rebirth. And now they have Swamp Leyline Binding up. Yeah, Leyline Binding is brutal, of course. 1 mana. But on the other hand, I can bounce. So, like, for the next games, I can just bring in bounce. So that's gonna be good. And this game is by no means over. If I draw an untapped land here. It would have been nice to Opus. Like, now things are getting tough. Like, I could Outburst, but then I'm so far away from Opusing again. Yeah. Are you playing counterspells in your deck? What is this? Get lost. Okay. Yeah, that was actually pretty good there. I'm denying me my draw. Yeah. This was one of the more frustrating videos I did in a while, honestly. Like, I don't even want to say. Yeah, no, I mean, it's this type of deck is just a pain to play. Maybe I'm getting a bit unlucky. You know, my opponents always seem to have some sort of way to annoyingly interact with me. May it be. No. I don't know. How did they crush so hard? Okay, I mean, yeah. To be fair, the version that actually won the tournament, this is the one that got second place, the trying to combo this way, because there's another way to combo, is with Quintorius, where you Quintorius into Spark Double and then copy your Quintorius and you drain your opponent to death. That one is a bit better against stuff like Fiery Impulse, Abrade, Heartless Act, and so on, because, you know, Planeswalker's a Planeswalker. But it goes down to 1 loyalty because it has the minus to discover, and then it will be able to be shocked, for example, or stomped. So it's not invulnerable either. It also gets hit by Leyline Binding. But yeah, it does. It does do a bit better against a lot of the other interaction spells. So yeah, maybe that's just a better version of the deck, honestly. It also plays natural ramp, so that makes it a lot less glass cannon-y. Yeah, actually, the more I think about it, and after seeing this deck in action, this is just like super all in, right? And my opponent's going off. Like, theoretically, I could draw into another, you know, either Appraiser or Carnosaur and to just win the game on the spot. So I'm not going to concede. Oh yeah, well that does it. Elignon shut me down pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, this is the type of deck that usually plays Dovin's Veto in the sideboard, I think. Not necessarily a counterspell for a creature, so I'm not sure if I want Cavern of Souls here. I think Bedeck Bedazzle is questionable. Ghalta is kind of unnecessary, I think. Just want a Gearhulk. And then I want bounce. I think I want all the bounce. And maybe a couple reduced to Rubble. Don't want all the treasure makers here. Maybe a bit fewer. So Elignon is problematic, but we do have a lot of good sideboard cards there. Thought Distortion, I think, is just not good enough in this matchup. My opponent plays with creatures to the board. Okay, what's this do to me? Let's cry a little bit. No? Okay. I guess I'm not gonna go to 5. A shitty creativity deck right now. Do I want to put on red? I mean, I don't even have Bedeck Bedazzle on my deck anymore. But I do have another blue land, so... Opponent has the Leyline Binding up already. Yeah. No, Leyline Binding not that good against the Gearhulk, at least. Yeah, the Gearhulk is gonna get him. Pretty awesome that I have this one off. Kinda, how this game is going wants me to play more of them. actually. Should I have done it in the upkeeps? What I'm thinking about, maybe I should. I think I just do it now. Tap these 2 lands. And I don't know how they win, because I have Appraiser in my hand. And yeah, if you have Leyline Binding here, I'm just gonna kill you. Oh. Okay, I do like the Gearhulk a lot. And the Gearhulk also works with Cavern of Souls. So maybe you run just Gearhulks in the main deck. But again, I'm starting to think that the other version of the deck is a bit better. The Quintorius way of winning, because a Planeswalker is a Planeswalker. Just much harder to disrupt, and that version has a lot more. Oh god. Wow, this can actually happen, huh? I could theoretically hit evolution, 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 at which point I couldn't kill my opponent. Wow, yeah, that's something I didn't think about. Yeah, that's actually something that could happen. Kind of funny. Okay. Well, this game was rather unexciting. I mean, again, I don't really think I need Cavern of Souls here. I guess it doesn't hurt to play it, because I'm easing up my mana base because I'm removing the Bedecks, so I don't need that many mountains anymore. So it's like an easy swap you can make. Not easy, because actually, no, it actually doesn't make any sense. It does make a little sense. I mean, I'm do ease my mana base, but I still have all these treasure makers which cost double pips, so I can't use Cavern or Crystal Grotto to cast them. Sounds just funny. What did I get myself into? And this hand is even worse. Oh my god. Oh, this deck is disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgustingly bad. That's what it is. Disgustingly bad. Like, how did you get into the finals of anything with this? How? What did you play against? Am I just running into all the wrong matchups that have interaction? Like, I guess red black mid range, you don't really have interaction with that deck, right? You just have Thoughtseize, which if I top deck a big guy, that's it. Nice. 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 The Damping Sphere already in the sideboard. I mean, Damping Sphere sees play in a Pioneer, right? Because it's very good against the Lotus Field deck. It's you know, the best card there. In Explorer. Who's playing it in Explorer? Nobody. But apparently now, because the deck is already caught on. Welp. That's how it is. Damping Sphere is actually terrible for them too, because they're trying to go off, play multiple spells and stuff. But of course, it's not as bad against them as it is against me. Blah 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 blah. What am I supposed to do with that? I mean, what I could try to do is it could. Each player has to play. Cast sells one more to cast features. Cast this turn, yeah, it's just no. There's no way I can cascade into anything. There's no way I can cascade enough to, you know, make this worthwhile. Okay. Well, I guess plan changed. We're just playing 7/6s and hoping that's enough. Then next turn I can Glasspool Mimic. What did I do? Dinosaur, I guess. Next turn I can Glasspool Mimic and make another 7/6. I mean, I could theoretically also wait another turn, discard the Opus, and then do a little bit more action do like one more spell, because the first spell only cost me 1 mana, right? It cost me 1 extra. So I need 7 mana to get 2 spells, so in case I hit something good. Nah, I'm just gonna do this. No time to waste. And they don't even have access to Leyline Binding right now. Put it in the hand, actually. That's actually pretty nice. It's a pretty good card to have in my hand here. Yeah, okay, well. Oh, my phone's not happy. I have 2 Damping Sphere, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Oh wow, I have to pay 2 already? What? I do not understand this. Why do I have to pay 2? Each player costs 1 more to cast for each other spell. Is Damping Sphere bugged? Maybe someone in chat can explain me. Very confused by that. I don't think I'm gonna play the Mimic, am I? Wait, am I just misreading this? Each player plays it, costs 1 more to cast. No, it doesn't make any sense. I've cast 1 spell, so it costs 1 more. But it cost me 2 more. I've cast 1 spell, the Glasspool Mimic, and then I get another spell that I want to cast, so it costs me 1 more. Right, they have 2 in play, so it costs 2 more. Simple mathematics. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna leave it in. Whatever. Yeah, Lotus Cobra going off here. Maybe I haven't won yet, huh? But yeah, they have 2 of them, that's why it costs 2. Makes sense. Escape to the wilds. Okay, can play 1 more land. Yeah. And then they can play Leyline Binding. Or 2 mana. Take care of one of these dinos. Okay, this game just got interesting. Oh no, wait a minute. The Damping Sphere actually messes with them. I forgot about the Damping Sphere for a second. Well, yep. Concession incoming. Well, who lost that game because of Damping Sphere? No, I mean, they lost that game because they didn't make any land drops. They would have easily won this, right? They would have won this if they would have made land drops plus the Damping Sphere. But yeah, I guess you can just hardcast your 7/6s on turn 5 and go to town. Worst case. All right, my goodness. Yeah, I am gonna wrap this up here. I am not very convinced that this deck is gonna be even ban-worthy, honestly. Sure, it took down the Pioneer Showcase Challenge. Nobody was prepared. Everybody was caught by surprise, I guess. Like, it didn't take it out, but, you know, went all the way to the finals, which is 9 rounds plus top 8. So it's pretty, they probably had to go 8-1 in the Swiss. So, you know, 10-1, then lose in the finals. So it went 10-2 in a very competitive tournament. But, yeah, it's a bit glass cannon-y. Like, this is definitely glass cannon-y. What I take away? I want to have Gearhulks. I want to have more of them, I think. Discovery Dispersal felt kind of iffy. I don't know. I could see playing bounce spells instead of Bedeck, Bedazzle in the main deck, but really didn't really play against any like fair creature deck, I guess, where Bedeck, Bedazzle does some nice things. And yeah, I'm kind of excited about trying the Quintorius combo, and that one could be really problematic actually, because that one is much more difficult to interrupt and plays various other things that make it maybe interesting. In any case, maybe that for another video. I hope you enjoyed this mess of a combo deck, and yeah, let's hear it actually. What you guys want to see? If you have any decks in mind with Lost Caverns Ixalan, let me know in the comments. Always curious to hear. And yeah, it's good to be back. All right, guys, take care.